Local housing estate gives opportunity to middle-class Papua New Guineans. Drought hits India second time around. PNG Government committed to supporting Tonga in the 2019 Pacific Games.
This is National EMTV News with Mary Bartolo.
Good evening and welcome to Sunday's News. Thank you for joining us. Luksava Estate yesterday entered Phase 2 of the housing project at Morata in the nation's capital. The housing estate partnered with the Church of Christ and will develop an estate that will fit 28 homes. Estate Director Principal Joe Nere says Luksava Estate is building cheap but quality homes to allow middle-class people to own their own homes.
With 2 homes already standing, Luksava Estate clients could finally see what their future homes would look like. Located in Morata 1, the homes are going for 450,000 kina. Principal Director Joe Nera says providing cheap homes was the reason why the Luksava Estate started.
Established the company because of the fact that the price ranges of the house are particularly targeting the high class people, and we have like houses given price tags of about 500 to 700,000 kina, and then you come to think of the low to medium income here in SA. They're like, okay, they're the ones that are missing out big time. So I thought, okay, well, let's establish something that can really look down to the vast majority that makes the population of the urban centers.
Nera says building materials were purchased locally to build their homes, making it cheaper.
We basically did partnerships with the local resource owners. So we have timbers like Quila, Rosewood coming in straight from the villages, treated in Moresby and then up into the sites. So given all the costings involved in the construction phases or construction of the houses, you find that we can be able to leverage where price is concerned. So our prices can actually be lower.
The home will be a 5-bedroom and have been created in the Melanesian way that allows space for the extended family. Joe Nera says Luksava Estate speaks for itself. They recognize the people's need and will be able to create the homes around the specific needs of the client.
Estates Limited. We're about Luksava. We live by our name. So if there is any need to sit back and tell us what your problems are, what the issues are with you trying to have access to your homes, Luksava Estates will sit with you. You talk with us, tell us what your problems are, how we can, we just need to work things out with you and help you have access to your home.
Adelaide Xerox Kari National, EMTV News.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has welcomed the 272 new police recruits that passed out from the Bomana Training College recently. He said that it was an indication of ongoing advancement of law enforcement around the nation. Prime Minister O'Neill said after a decade of not graduating a single recruit from the Bomana Training College, the stream of graduates who passed through the college was reassuring.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill congratulated the Commissioner Gary Baki and senior police staff for the reforms that they have led and their commitment to raising police standards. He said in a news statement that a new approach was needed to policing and law enforcement in the country. Police Commissioner Gary Baki, speaking to the new recruits, said the increase to 18 months was to allow new courses taken by the recruits to ensure they are educated in carrying out their duty.
It's a period of training from 6 months to 18 months. Those 18 months will cater for newer programs that will be introduced.
O'Neill said there was more police on duty around the nation and that police was keeping communities and business safer. He said increasing number was just one part of improving law and order, and the government was increasing resources for the judiciary and correctional services. Commissioner Baki told the recruits to uphold discipline at all time.
To maintain discipline, standard and apply and level of the environment. There will be many obstacles and challenges, but I want to assure you that the management is working tirelessly to ensure that you are provided with the necessary resource and support to do your job.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said that as our economy continues to grow and more people have jobs, it may also have a positive influence on law and order. He said there has been ultimately a big reduction in crime over the past 5 years and was hopeful it will continue. Adelaide Xerox Kari National, EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll be back with more stories after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National EMTV News. The Sogeri Widows Association is now able to expand their capabilities through the assistance of the Bank of Papua New Guinea's Microfinance Expansion Project. The Sogeri Widows Association was visited by the PNG Widows Association BPNG Microfinance Expansion Project to open passbooks and register women in financial literacy. A total of 23 registered widows received their certificates, while Kairukuhiri MP Peter Isoaima, who was a guest speaker, pledged 10,000 kina and declared to build an office for the Sogeri Widows Association. Turning overseas, and India is experiencing 2 straight years of drought for the 4th time in over a century. People continue to be affected by a severe water shortage as temperatures continue to soar. Residents of Gulbarga city especially have been hit hard as the city's main source of water, the river Bhima, is almost dry.
The nationwide water crisis is severe. Extreme heat across the country continues to add more problems for locals.
The water crisis is very bad here. Wells have dried up in almost every household. The water from hand pumps is not fit for drinking or for other chores. The few areas which have access to water also don't get usable water. This is causing us a lot of discomfort.
Around 10,000 villages have fallen victim to the water crisis. Many locals have been forced to leave their homes and move elsewhere. Those who remain complain they've had to walk long distances in search of water. Water is anticipated to get scarcer over May and June, as they are the country's hottest months. Western Nagpur city in Maharashtra state has already registered excessive temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius. Melissa Gaviro, EMTV World News.
You're watching National EMTV News. Coming up next in Trukai Sports, PNG Government commits to supporting Tonga in the 2019 Pacific Games. All the details after the break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Minister for Sports and National Events Jasin Chichenko has reaffirmed the national government's pledge to Tonga for the staging of the 2019 Pacific Games in Nuku'alofa. Chichenko said, based on the agreement between both Prime Ministers, PNG has committed to rebuilding and renovating their national stadium, as well as upgrading and expanding their high-performance training centre.
The architects and the engineers and the officials from both countries, Tonga and Papua New Guinea, are finalising all the details now, which will be presented to me as Sports Minister, for me then to go to NEC and the Prime Minister for final vetting and approval of how much we are actually going to do and how much we will contribute to the 2019 Pacific Games. We are not going to let our Pacific brothers and sisters down. We have made a commitment and we will be there to support them in that infrastructure development that we have promised. I would say by mid-May, end of May, we will have correct figures and exactly the scope of works that we will be doing to help Tonga in its efforts to have one of the best games in their country.
The Port Moresby Corporate Touch Rugby played round 2 of this season's competition at the Bisini precinct today. Port Moresby Corporate Touch Rugby Association President Baro Kirupana said the annual competition has seen a dramatic increase in the number of teams participating compared to previous years.
The Corporate Touch, Port Moresby's pride, being one of the most affiliated sporting organizations in the nation's capital and the country.
For instance, we had a game in 2014, about 13 clubs registered, but now I tell you, it's a very huge number. More than 37 clubs registered. And this is first kind of this in Corporate Touch Port Moresby and even Papua New Guinea.
The competition drew participants from the grassroots level up to employees and their spouses and dependents that make touch football a social sport participated by everyone from all sectors of life.
6 divisions. The 6th one is juniors. And this is a preparation for the future generation. We have, boys and girls under 10 and also 8 years old. We call them juniors. That's one of our products that we are developing.
Games are played from as early as 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends at the Bissini grounds.
It is a family-oriented game. We see a lot of participation. A lot of people come and watch their spouses and their children play, and everybody enjoys themselves. Even when the game is running up to 6:30 in the afternoon, people are still around.
Kirupana also said the game promotes healthy lifestyle, especially the workforce, by facilitating the touch footy sport as an initiative to engage them in physical activities.
Now it's a lifestyle disease is killing a lot of people. So we are promoting, senior mix and also masters. And this one focuses on those big people sitting in the office, sit in the office, driving out, come back, forth. They don't bother about, exercise or think about their life. But corporate touch sport mostly is here to help you combat lifestyle disease. That's one of the objectives.
The competition series spreads over 22 weeks period with matches already played and are halfway through the competition. Shane Soroya, National EMTV Sports.
Madang Technical College residents are the title holders of this year's European Union Cup. Residents defeated Madang Technical students in a head-to-head match and went undefeated in the second half till full time. Meanwhile, in the women's division, Madang Technical College edged out Divine Word University team to 3-1. The awards were presented by EU Ambassador to PNG, Head of Delegation, Ioannis Georgakakis Agriopoulos, during the closing of the open day of Divine Word University this afternoon. Round 10 of Super Rugby has seen more memorable wins, with the Argentinian Jaguars thrashing fellow newcomers Southern Kings 73-27 in Tokyo, and the Queensland Reds' second victory at Suncorp Stadium 30-14 against the Cheetahs. The Reds had lost their last 2 matches on tour in South Africa, but were able to hold off the travel fatigue to secure the victory.
The victory for the Reds is the Queensland side's 3rd straight victory over the Cheetahs, who have never won in Brisbane.
Who picks it up at the back and he scores a try.
The Reds played a quarter of the match with 14 players, as Anthony Fainga was yellow carded in the first half and Liam Gill in the final quarter, which meant the Reds were under pressure in the closing stages of the match, being a man down.
So they're back in it.
The two teams were locked together 10-all at half-time, and the Reds lifted in the second period to run out comfortable winners.
Now he gives it to Nambuli. Inside is Karevi. Peterson holds on, backing up brilliantly is Nick Frisbee. And the Reds come up with a scream.
Scrum half Nick Frisbee put his hand up for Wallaby selection with an outstanding display that included 2 tries.
Frisbee diving, and Frisbee has got a double.
The victory may have come at a cost, as the Reds lost their go-to man Samu Karevi in the 64th minute with a serious-looking arm injury. Next week, the Reds travel to Christchurch, where they will play the Crusaders, and the Cheetahs play the Waratahs in Sydney. Lorraine Genia, National EMTV Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports for today. Up next, the weather details for the next 24 hours.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Welcome back. We do apologize we are unable to bring you the weather details for tonight. But before we go, let's take a recap at our main stories. Luksave Real Estate aiming to provide affordable housing for Papua New Guineans. Drought hits India again. And PNG Government to help Tonga host the 2019 Pacific Games. And that has been the news, sports and weather for today, Sunday the 1st of May 2016. Have a pleasant evening. Good night.